Yeah,
please.
sure.
Yeah, we can start.
So just saw the few days back. I saw the trailer of Bandish Bandits. Right.
Yes.
Bandish is actually melodic composition in Hindustani vocal kind of. I don't know exactly. And Bandits is about related to robbery, what we call. So how did you came up with this name actually? Uh,
Came by sheer instinct while we were discussing the seed idea of the show. And then once the instinct carried on, we started discovering the hidden meanings in the two words. Bandish.
so your voice is breaking.
Oh, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you, Anand.
I think it's your connection, sir.
Okay, sorry.
No stress. Can you hear me now better?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. Can I call you Zahib or Zahib? How do you pronounce it?
Zahib.
Zahib. Perfect. So Zahib, I'll. So the reason why we called it Bandish Bandits was sheer instinct, uh, because it is about music, and there is, as the trailer indicates, there is going to be a fusion between pop and classical. The term Bandish Bandits came about because it's good alliteration. It could be a band as well. Then we started discovering the hidden meanings behind the name. Bandish, as you were guessing, it actually means a composition in Hindustani classical. Uh, but in Urdu, it also means kind of binding something or someone. That's called bandish. Bandits means outlaws, not robbers,
Okay.
outlaws. Outlaws are called
Okay.
bandits. So people who are going to break the norms of the traditions that Hindustani classical comes from is probably the indication of Bandish Bandits as a name. Also, it sounds good, so we went with it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, this is the first musical series in India being club- made in India. So, how do you see the future of these genres in India? This genre, sorry.
We aren't unfamiliar with this genre at all. In fact, we've been making films in this genre for, I don't know, 100 years. As long as talkies exist, maybe lesser than 100 years, then maybe 60, 70 years since we started doing talkies. So music and drama have gone hand in hand from the word go, right from Raja Harishchandra onwards. Because our theatre came from, our Sangeet Natak in Maharashtra comes from music drama, right? So that's the tradition we are following. It's not new at all. We've just brought it to the digital language. And I don't think we are the first. I think there has been a Bengali series that has been done before. I've not seen it,
Okay.
so I'm not sure. But what's more important for us is that we all understand music because it can be communicated without language. And when we do that, because India is a country full of different languages, different cultures, if you want to tell the story of beyond one city or beyond one culture, what better vehicle than music? Hence, we
Right.
feel it's a very relevant show for today's youth.
Okay. So, Kunal sir, we have mainly seen you in comic roles like Delhi Belly, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Uh, Basically, I wanted to ask you which, matlab, only, do you prefer only comic roles or will we see you in any other genre or role? Like I liked your performance in TVF Tripling.
Thank you. Yeah, as in see in all the characters that whether it's Tripling or whether it is even Anand's last film, Love per Square Foot, or Jawani Diwani, or
Love per Square Foot.
right, or Nautanki Sala. Any one of these films, I think I've always been cast as well, not a funny guy, but someone who you get humor out of. I think that there's a big difference between playing a funny person and playing someone who you laugh at and you laugh with. So I think there are many different types, like sometimes you're laughing at the character, sometimes the character is so smart that he's making you laugh, sometimes the
Okay.
character. So I think that there's a huge variation in how you can do comedy, and sometimes you need lines, sometimes you don't need lines. Sometimes you can be a very, very serious character who doesn't, like, dead serious, but still is extremely funny because of the situation around him. So for me, humor, very rarely do I try to play humor, or very rarely do I, I can't come onto a set and be funny. I need the support of the script, of the director, of costume, of everyone around me to make that character funny. I'm not like, I can't, what I'm saying? Like, I can, maybe I can understand where the humor is, but my objective is never to be funny. So I think that's how I approach it, and I try to approach each character slightly differently. I have done stuff that's out of the comic genre, whether it's some horror or some drama, or even my next film that will be out will be completely different. It's not comic at all. So I'm saying that in all these cases, I'm trying to experiment, but I think that the reason why people come to me is because of Delhi Belly, or because of my early work where I was a funny guy, and I think people dial into that, कि we need someone funny, let's just dial this guy, इसको बुलाते हैं. So I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I would be happy for the rest of my life if people call me up and say there's a comic role, please come and do it. I have no problem in doing that as well. It's just that it's not all that I have to offer, but I'll be more than happy to make a career out of it.
Okay, fine. Related to this only, why do we see so less of you in films or TV series? We would like to see you more.
Then just, I think, watch the same thing again. I guess that's you can watch more of me then. वो फिर से लगा लो वही. No, I've been doing stuff. I've done another show on Amazon Prime a few years ago called Going Viral, which is it's a mad show. It's pretty out there. You should check it out. There's one called Side Hero. There's lots of other stuff that I've been doing, even as you're saying, in films as well. Films that haven't really worked, but I've been trying to break out of comedy. So maybe that acceptance factor of not being a comic guy is there. So I've been trying to do other stuff as well. Let's see how it goes. I'm still starting off as an actor, so I've got a long way to go.
Okay. Sir, this question is to both of you. Would you like to talk about the songs in series?
Yeah, there are a lot of songs in the series. There is one song that has come out today itself called Sajan Bin Ayo. And apart from that, the jukebox has come out as well. There are 11 tracks there. There are very many tracks that are going to be out in the series itself when you see it. So I would like all of you to go check them out. There is pure classical, there are jugalbandis, there are fusion tracks, there are pure pop songs. The title track is my favorite. It's a gamut of music. It's a world of music that you'll be exposed to.
Okay. Kunal sir?
But actually, Anand and Amrit and I'm not the right guy to be asking about the music. All I know is that my character needs to sell all of it. That's all he needs to do.
And the music that Kunal Roy is selling is by Shankar Ehsaan Loy. Need I say more?
I mean, what a great thing to I think it would be just the most perfect music directors to have for a show like this, And as Anand said earlier, also, they're more than music directors; they're collaborators on a show like this, because the music, it's not like a movie which is not in the world of music and there are songs. This is set in the world of music. It's set in a traditional space as well as a pop space, and I think that no one in our country represents that better than Shankar Ehsaan Loy. So I think we're very, very fortunate to have them as music directors and collaborators.
I guess this is the OTT debut also, right?
I think so, yes.
This is the OTT debut, yes.
Yeah. So, given the situation, given the COVID-19 pandemic across the world, home of entertainment has changed. OTT, it's mobile. Entertainment is on mobile right now, on your phone. So films are releasing on mobile. So how do you see it? How would it change the world of cinema?
I don't think calling digital just mobile is right too. A lot of people watch it on laptops and TVs as well. And it was changing already. In the last 5-6 years, digital space has only been evolving and exploring, and it is just that this time, these few months have accelerated it. But it would have happened eventually in any case. This is a platform that is here to stay for a very long time, until we discover a new way of entertaining ourselves, and we will start having content for that too. But it is not like it's going to take the space of TV or take the space of cinema or take the space of theater. They'll all coexist.
Kunal sir, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what Anand is saying. I feel I don't see. I mean, it's just that I see the kind of films that will be produced for cinema will change and have already changed over the last few years. You know, it's commercially not possible to have certain types of films for cinema. I think the beauty of an OTP platform is that you can make very specific content for a very specific section of people all around the world, you know. And if people have that commonality, like this show is going out to 200 countries, Anand, around 200 countries. So I'm saying that in all those countries there will be people who love music, you know, who love romance, who love drama, who love the combination of these things. And I think that the beauty of this platform is, rather than have a cinema hall ki we have to release it there, then we have to do marketing there, then we have to, you know, put in all the infrastructure to release this film and promote it and spend. I'm saying the beauty of this is that people now all over the world, all these 200 countries, people who have an interest in music, in Indian pop music, in Indian classical music, be them people from those countries or Indian origin people, they can all access it. And I think that now, if you take that specificity down to any genre, even within our country, you know, if you want to do a horror film in Tamil or in Telugu, or you want to do a drama that is a small human drama, I think that you can do it at a certain scale, and that audience, whether it is English or any language, you can transcend that with the OTP platforms. And I think that beauty of being able to tell stories that will hopefully be accessed around the world is a very unique thing, and a very we should cherish it, you know, really. And I think that it's a wonderful thing. Cinema will always be there for a certain scale of movie. But this is a unique opportunity in time right now. So really quite excited.
Okay. So my last question would be censorship. Like in films, you have CBFs, and there's been a lot of issues and a lot of control with OTT taking over. Not taking over, but right now it's. So how do you? Does it help?
No, I think it's a larger conversation. I mean, to be honest, but every OTT platform has their own standard and practices. So it's not like anything goes. When you come to a platform like Amazon Prime, your content needs to meet the standard and practices of Amazon Prime, because it's going in, as Kunal rightly said, in 200 countries. So you're not just following norms of your own country, but of various international mandates. So I think it's a very big misnomer कि OTT पे कुछ भी चल जाता है. I think that is not the case at all, especially when you're in premium content space. There is a lot of attention that is paid to what kind of content that can be out there.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.